Let me start with a riddle. Imagine two men. The first is Ronald Read. He was a janitor at a gas station in Vermont. He scrubbed floors and chopped wood his entire life. He had no college degree, he had no lottery wins. Yet, when he died at 92, he made international headlines. Why? Because this humble janitor left behind a fortune of over $8 million. The second man is Richard Foscone, a Harvard graduate, a financial genius. He was so successful that he retired in his 40s to become a philanthropist. He had everything Ronald Read didn't: intelligence, education, status. But then came the 2008 financial crisis. Richard had borrowed heavily to get even richer. He lost everything. He declared bankruptcy. The court even seized his home. How is this possible? In what other industry can someone with no education, no connections, and no experience like the janitor outperform someone who is the absolute best in their field, like the Harvard banker? It doesn't happen in medicine. A janitor cannot perform open-heart surgery better than a surgeon. It doesn't happen in architecture. But it happens in finance. And the reason is simple but brutal. Money is not about math. It is not about IQ. Money is about behavior. Welcome to the psychology of money. Today, I won't teach you how to invest. I will teach you how to think. Because if you cannot control your emotions, your intelligence is useless. Lesson number 1. No one is crazy. We all think we make rational decisions with our money, but we don't. Your relationship with money depends entirely on when and where you were born. If you were born in Germany in the 1920s during hyperinflation, you view money differently than someone born in the US during the booming 90s. We all look at the world through a different lens. If someone hides all their cash under a mattress, that might look stupid to you. But to them, based on their history, it might be the only logical choice to survive. So understand this: you are not rational. You are just the sum of your experiences. Let's talk about Bill Gates. Bill Gates is brilliant, but he was also incredibly lucky. He went to the only high school in America that had a computer at that time. The odds of that happening were 1 in a million. If he had gone to a different school, there would be no Microsoft today. But here is the dark side of the story. Bill Gates had a friend named Kent Evans. Kent was just as brilliant as Bill. They were going to conquer the world together. But Kent never finished high school. He died in a mountaineering accident. The odds of dying on a mountain at that age are also 1 in a million. Bill Gates experienced 1 in a million luck. Kent Evans experienced 1 in a million risk. My point? Don't judge yourself or others too harshly. Sometimes you do everything right and still lose. Sometimes you are an idiot and still get rich. Luck plays a bigger role than your ego wants to admit. This might be the most important lesson of the book. There is no reason to risk what you have and need for something you don't have and don't need. Look at Rajat Gupta. He was the CEO of McKinsey. He was worth $100 million. He had it all: wealth, power, prestige. But he wanted to be a billionaire. So he started insider trading. He bought stocks before the news went public. He got caught, he went to prison, he lost his reputation and his money. Why? Because he didn't know the meaning of enough. The problem is the comparison game. If you drive a Mercedes, you feel rich, until your neighbor buys a Ferrari. The goalpost keeps moving. The only way to win this game is to stop playing. Accept that you have enough. Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of all time. His net worth is over $100 billion. But did you know that he accumulated 99% of his wealth after his 50th birthday? Imagine if Warren Buffett was a normal guy who retired at 60 to play golf. No one would know his name today. His secret isn't that he picks the best stocks. His secret is time. Our brains understand linear growth, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we cannot grasp exponential growth, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. It's like the ice ages. Did you know ice ages aren't caused by extreme cold? They happen because the summer isn't hot enough to melt the winter snow. A tiny bit of snow is left over. Over thousands of years, that tiny bit becomes a massive glacier. The same applies to your money. You don't need massive returns. You need average returns that you never interrupt. The first rule of compounding is never interrupt it unnecessarily. There are a million ways to get wealthy, but there is only one way to stay wealthy: paranoia. Getting money requires optimism. You need to take risks. Keeping money requires the opposite. You need fear. You need to be a pessimist. You need to assume that everything you built could be taken away tomorrow. Survival is the most important skill. If you make a 50% return every year but then lose it all in one bad crash, you are back to zero. If you make only 8% but survive for 50 years, you are a king. Don't plan for the perfect scenario. Plan for things to go wrong. A good plan always has room for error. This one hurts, but it's true. When you see a guy driving a Ferrari, you don't think, wow, that guy is cool. You think, wow, if I had that car, people would think I am cool. Do you see the paradox? No one cares about your possessions. They only care about themselves. You buy expensive things to get respect and admiration, but those things don't bring respect. They only bring envy. True respect comes from humility, kindness, and empathy, not from a Porsche. At the end of the day, what is the highest value of money? It's not the car. It's not the beach house. The highest dividend money pays is control over your time. The ability to wake up in the morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. Money is like oxygen. If you have enough, you don't think about it. If you don't have enough, it's the only thing you can think about. Your goal shouldn't be to be the richest man in the graveyard. Your goal should be independence. So what have we learned? First, be humble when you win and forgive yourself when you lose. Luck and risk are invisible. Second, less ego, more wealth. Savings are just the gap between your ego and your income. Third, control your time, not your status symbols. And fourth, use the magic of compounding. Patience is your superpower. Morgan Housel teaches us that wealth is what you don't see. It's the cars not purchased, the diamonds not worn. Wealth is an option, not an object. If you're ready to turn the page and start the next chapter of your life, subscribe to One More Page. Start small, keep going.